Hey, before we start, give me an idea what age we're talking about here for kids, will you? Would you raise your hand if you have like we'll go backward, 18-year-old, 17, 16, 15, it's like NASA, 14. Oh, a lot of freshmen. Not, is that freshmen? Sophomores, freshmen? 13, God, I'll pray for you. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, any 8-year-olds, 7, 6. Good Lord. What is that? First grade? What? Second? Kindergarten first? 5-year-olds. Oh my goodness. 4. 3. Another fun one, huh? 2. Is it really terrible? 1-year-old. Anybody got a 1? Nobody's got a 1. Anybody got a 6-monther going? No bambinos in here? Of course, you wouldn't be here if you had a little one, right? All right, I think we're going to start. Say yay. That was absolutely terrible. I'm using the mic. Well, I need the mic, so I don't have to apologize for the mic. I'm Tom. Would you please say hi? Hi, Tom. Anybody here last year? Anybody see me last year? A couple, and you still came back. That's weird. All right. Here's the deal. I used to be a teacher over in St. Paul, Minnesota. I am now a grandparent. No applause for that. Okay, thank you. My grandson is an interesting little dude. This is him. We couldn't afford the state fair, so we put him on a Roomba. All right? And here he goes. That's Sam. Yeah, he's a talented lad. 5-pound preemie. Notice he's gained that weight back. Look, here he goes. Yeah. Here's my story. I was 40 years in the classroom. I got better about 20 years ago. I got better as a teacher, a parent. I improved as a husband. Ladies, I've turned into kind of a catch. And not so much back in the day. I was a mess. I was coach of the year 3 times in Minnesota. I got teacher of the year. I was abusive, manipulative. I was a disaster as a human being. The stuff I'm going to share with you tonight changed my life. I'm telling you, expect a lot tonight. I don't know why you drove here in the rain or what possessed you to do this, but in this hour and a half, I would expect a lot from this. Some of you may go home disappointed, but I would still expect a lot. You with me? Because you don't know what you signed up for, do you? Has anybody ever seen me before? Like, buckle up, Sparky. This is Truth Bomb night, all right? All right, Cody 1.0 version, not so good. Cody 2.0, better parent. Now, I messed up. I'm gonna probably cry when I say this. I'll try not to. The other day, I was playing with Sam on the floor. My wife, with tears in her eyes, told me that's more time you just were on the floor with your grandson than you spent total with your 3 sons. And I did not dispute that. I was busy coaching and drinking or whatever I was doing back in the day. I wasn't ready to have kids at age 30. Wasn't even close. Now I'm ready to be a grandpa. Say yay. I'm going to be the best. And by the way, everybody thinks their grandchild's cute. Mine actually is. All right? Yours so-so, yes? All right, our language tonight. We call our company Top 20. It's probably a dumb name, but we picked it 20 years ago, now we're stuck with it. It sounds like we're saying Wayzata is a top 20 and poor Hopkins is bottom 80. Nothing could be further from the truth. Let's prove it. Raise your hand in the last month if you've been an effective parent even for a minute. Get your hand up. Are you not for a minute? What a loser. You need to buy all our books, all right? Come on, a blind squirrel steps in a nut once in a while, Sparky, yes? You must have done something as a mother that wasn't horrible. Raise your hand if you've been ineffective as a parent in the last month. No, Brittany, you're eating the oatmeal. Shut up. I didn't wear your boots. Why do you have 1 boot? Where's your shoes? There are nights where we're ineffective, yes? Eat the meatloaf. Yes, that's what we're having. Go eat with the neighbors or whatever. There was a time where you weren't the best mother, yes? I'll do your homework. I'm sick of talking about it. Anybody? How many hate homework? It's the dumbest thing in the world. All it is a fight every night, yes? It's the dumbest thing. I gave homework for 40 years. I'm sorry. I just apologize, all right? I didn't even know if they were learning anything. They copy it all anyway. Yes? No? I hope not. All right, we're all top 20s. Raise your hand. We're all bottom 80s. Raise your hand. You ever been a top 20 at work? Were you ever effective at work? Were you ever ineffective at work? Yeah, that's us. And if you got kids, you're raising both hands. Here's a story. I used to teach Nicole. She was taking the high-level math class at Cretin-Derham Hall High School. Say why? Because her mom's nuts. She signed up for some class she can't possibly pass because mom has book club. Yes? Raise your hand if you're in a book club. That's the greatest scam of all time. Ladies, what a great one. That's a great one. Yeah, book club. Good, good. Yeah, there's a lot of books. Chardonnay and chocolate. Yeah. So I'm teaching Nicole. She comes in for help every morning, and I mean every morning. Pitch dark, 6:30 a.m. I hit the lights in my classroom. She's already there. It's like, whoa, yeah. Now, if I'm top 20 teacher, here's what I'm thinking. Oh, my goodness. Oh, geez. Persistence, willpower. She's going to change the world. Yes? Next day, I'm bottom 80. Yeah? Make the noise. I looked lights. There she is. I think you blood-sucking leech. Are you seriously here again? Loser girl. You got no chance to pass this class. Now, I don't say any of that. Say why. I need health insurance. Yes? So I'll just smile and go, hey, it's great to see you. Yes? How many have faked it as a mother? Like, you're like, I don't want to go to your soccer game. But you're like, what time? That'll be great. Where is it? It's in Delano, because we're elite. Who are we playing? Minnetonka. Let's all drive to International Falls. Yes? Elite just means you used to have $1,200. Now you don't. And you're laughing. Why are you laughing? Stop giving them $1,200. Just go play at the park. Okay, whatever. All right. Tonight's lesson, 2 parts. Frame and how we frame mistakes. Okay? Last year we did line. This is the second part. I asked the community ed people, how smart are Wayzata parents? And they said, through the roof. Like, you should see their transcripts. These are very intelligent people. Yes? And I met a lot of your kids today at the high school. They said, my parents are super bright. Well, I've seen no evidence of that. Okay? So here's the test. Read this sentence. We're all going to check our eyesight here. Read this sentence. Just quietly read that to yourself. Hello, come on in. This is the bloodborne pathogen training. Read that sentence. Keep it to yourself. And I'll tell you the test right now. Without speaking or pointing, just count the letter F's. How many letter F's in that sentence? You all know what an F is. F is in Frankfurter. Count them up. Keep the number to yourself. And we'll be assuming you're all thinking of the same number. Yes? Can you all see? Need more time? How we doing? No, don't say it out loud. Hey, are we good? All right, raise your hand if there's 0 F's. Nobody. Raise your hand if you see 1 and only 1. Still nobody. 2, exactly 2 and no more. 1 person. 3, high to the sky. Fabulous. How many see 4? Beautiful. 5, 6. Put your hands down. Now raise your hand if you think you're right. Okay, somebody's wrong. Raise your hand if you're curious. Raise your hand if you're curious about, like, these people. Let's try again, because I know this. In the western suburbs, there are people of conviction, yes? You're not going to cave into the majority, are you? Let's try again. Same sentence. No talking. No talking. Here we go. I did not change the sentence. Same sentence. Count them again. No talking. Raise your hand if you see 3, 4, 5, 6. Talk to the person next to you about the word of. Yeah, you give it this one. Oh, you just put those in there. No, that was the first one, too. Of is an article When we read English, we chunk from meaning to meaning and we skip details, just like you do with the new neighbor. You just take whatever you think is meaningful and skip the rest. A lot of people in this room are not the same color as you. I'm looking around the room. Does that mean you know everything about them? You're blind, Wyzetta. That's the good news as parents. We don't have a clue about what's going on in the neighbor's house. You can't even count F's on a wall and you're telling me motives of your sister-in-law. People, that's dysfunctional. Are you with me? I don't even know my own motives half the dang time. I have no chance of guessing what yours are. But especially if I can't count F's on a screen. Now, this is just a visual trick. But the point is you're blind. Say yay. So I'm going to teach you how to see better tonight. It's called the frame. Whoever I see anything leads to how I, this is where you say feel. Wake up. How I feel leads to what I, everything I do leads to what I, and what I get reinforces the see. You have a frame about everything. You got a frame about Mr. Trump landing in Minneapolis today. You got a frame about winter, which arrives in 8 minutes. You got a frame about the Minnesota Vikings. You got a frame about everything. You got a frame about me already. Some of you don't like me. You're like, he's out of control. Okay, whatever. Whatever you do tonight, your frame will determine the experience you'll have between now and 8:30. If you see this as valuable, you'll probably feel like checking in. You'll probably engage. You'll probably go home and say, that's the best thing I've ever seen. See, it was worth going out in the rain. Or, this is stupid. Why am I here? This guy's full of crap. I hate this. I shouldn't have come. This is like you rub the lamp. And you notice our stuff requires a lot of money for, like magic marker, baby. You rub the lamp, and the genie comes out, gives you just what you want. You want a miserable winter this year in Minnesota? Just see it that way. You want a miserable experience? The kids are doing this all day at Wyzetta High School. Chemistry's stupid. Or this one, here. Come on. This class is worthless. When are we going to use this in my real life? You're 12. You don't have a real life. So, all right? Be quiet and go to school. You're a 6th grader. But the high school kids want to know why they're taking science. And so they go to science and say, I don't see the value. I don't feel like being here. Then what? How's the homework? Are you back? Good to see you. You dragged them. Good for you. All right. I met this guy today. He's a beauty, boy. Good luck with him. Hey, see, feel, do. I don't do much. I think the class is dumb. What do I get? Nothing. Yelled at, crappy grade. Then I go home and say, Mom, I told you this class was dumb. Rub the lamp. Genie comes out, gives you just what you want, peeps. Aren't kids goofy? Aren't kids goofy? Yeah, let's pick on adults because you're more screwed up than they are. When's the last time you heard that at a parent trainer? You're more screwed up than they are. Here. And he's agreeing. All right. 15, 20 years ago, I'm invited to go to Lanesboro. Ever been to Lanesboro? That goofy little Root River campground, ice cream shop, whatever town. Yes? Fabulous, goofy little town. My wife's in-laws are going to gather. I've been required to attend, let's just say. Yes? I don't want to go. The cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for the sisters. I mean, literally weird, all right? Uncle Bob's going to show up with his Winnebago RV, and Steve's going to tell me how much money he makes. I'm not interested in attending this, Judy, my lovely wife. And I said to her, I don't really feel like going because I married you, not them. Then, honest to God, and the book's over there, I held up a book and I said, we're working on this book about communicating with people. I don't have time to go and communicate with people. I'm going to be a best-selling author of social emotional intelligence. So then I asked the dumbest question ever you got any husbands here? Traditional husbands? Yes. Here's the dumbest thing you can ask your wife. Do I have to go? No, I get that now just the wives. If you identify as a wife, fill in the blanks. Ready? No, Tom, you don't. Would just hope you'd. But it's really up to. Who's it up to? Hint. I don't understand how you women got the rule book. Like, first of all, I think you wrote it, yes? We've never even seen it, let alone own it. So anyway, I'm going to Lanesboro. Yes? Let's go, Sparky. Pack the Coleman. We're camping. I get there. I now decide to make it miserable for myself and everybody else. My actions are just unconscionable. I sat under a tree alone in the, 12 buddies named Corona. Earmuffs for you. I'm sitting there with my beer and a book, and I'm just pouting under a tree for 4 days. I swear that's what was going on. Third day, Brianna comes over, 12-year-old niece. Tom, we're playing volleyball. I said, hope it's televised. I'll check it out on Sports Center. To a 12-year-old. Talk about dysfunctional. But I was so I'm Irish. Anybody Irish? We'd rather be right than happy. Yes? Like I'm sitting there going, I'm right. I told you this would suck. Let's make sure it's terrible. So I just did that for 4 days. How do you suppose my results were? Let's start with wife. Anybody want to take a wild guess how that went? Not good. Not good is an understatement. It was terrible. She did not rate my performance highly. All right? What else happened? Well, I was miserable for 4 days. So I got to say what? 3-hour drive home. What was I saying the whole time? I told you, you make me go on this trip. What do you expect? We're making fun of kids who do that. This was at age 38, I was acting like this. I was just a baby. I was determined to screw this up because she made me go on this thing. I'm embarrassed to tell the story, but I'm telling you it's the truth, the whole truth, but nothing but the truth, so help me God. Got it? There's a better ending in a minute, yes? Like remember, I'm a catch now. How many of you have ever been stuck in the frame? First of all, anybody got a good relationship going right now with your kid? Then don't change your frame. Keep seeing, feeling, doing. You keep getting what you're getting. Don't change your frame if it works. Anybody got a good deal going wherever you work? Come on, your day job. Then don't change your frame. Anybody got something cooking in your life that's not working? Come on, you and sister-in-law. You and, I don't know, ex-husband, whatever. Yes? Somebody's got something going. You're human. Yes? Raise your hand if you're human. Then you got some stuff going that ain't great. I just used the word ain't. This is really a professional deal. So I would change your frame if there's something going in your life that's not going well for you. So let's talk about how that works. First move. Here's what bottom 80s do. Anybody got a teenager? You'll relate here. Watch. You're not getting what you want from your teenager. Yes? So let's do this. Let's change nothing. And we'll expect different results from a kid with no frontal cortex. Anybody got an 8th grade boy? Rodents with shoes. And you're wondering why they don't do their homework. You're lucky they found their pants. Yes? It's a male. And he's like, and you're like, well, you didn't do the report. Well, of course not. He's a 12-year-old boy. So you change nothing. You scream about homework every night. That's not effective. So tomorrow night we'll scream about homework. How many have an ineffective morning routine? Morning is a disaster. They should film it at your house because it's so hilarious. Yes? Nobody has their stuff. Everybody's arguing about oranges or grapefruit or whatever. You're late. They're late. It's a disaster. Yes? What are we going to do tomorrow? Let's try that again. Let's set the alarm for the same time with the same, yes? And Wayzata High School is no different. Their tardy policy is stupid. I asked the kids today. It doesn't work. So next year we'll do that some more. Yes? And the U.S. government, don't even get me started. Yes? Change nothing, expect different results. It's insanity, said Einstein. Or, what did I do in Lanesboro? Pout, ineffective. Next day, pout, ineffective. Third day, pout, ineffective. Fourth day, pout, go home. I kept waiting for it to get better. It didn't. This is nuts, yes? How about change the do? How many have ever done that? Like morning doesn't work, so we're going to get up like 5 minutes early. How many have done this? Change the do. Anybody ever eat a piece of celery for lunch the day after Thanksgiving? There, now I look good. Like you think if I just do some little thing, it'll change the results. Folks, that is not a diet. You with me? I lost 60 pounds 5 years ago. Say yay. Not from buying that Jenny Craig Seattle crap. I changed how I saw food. I had to change. I used to see every meal as a party. Bring tater tots. Who wouldn't invite tater tots to a party? Plus, they're bringing a date, ketchup. Yes? Now I see food as fuel. I see food as nutrition. Like, I just see food different. That's the only way you ever make meaningful changes. Don't do the do the see. Don't do the do the see. You got to change how you see school. You got to change how you see it, kid. Otherwise, you end up blaming. This is the number one problem in Wayzata. For adults, kids, I would say blame is more, I think it's a bigger problem than vaping. I do. I think there's more blame than vape. Blame is killing your kids. All they talk about is officials, or the coach screwed me on this deal, or everything's your fault. I'm bad at math because my dad was bad at math. Shut up. That wasn't even the same math. That was 25 years ago. The guy was doing stuff in the sand with chalk. I mean, stop blaming. Watch what blame is. I did this in Lanesboro. This is my in-laws. This guy right here. I'm going to give him the power now to make a difference in my life. I took this ball, I transferred it to the in-laws. They now control the power in my life to make a difference. Do you see how dysfunctional blame is? Huh? Your kid, has he ever blamed? Anybody got a kid that blames? Well, they didn't explain it right in class. That's why I got a 41. That's just blame. The kid is now taking his power and giving it all to the teacher. Some high school kids are still blaming the fourth grade teacher because they're behind, because she got like pregnant. Every fourth grade teacher gets pregnant. Let's just get that straight. Yes? Like she's on leave again? Well, it's fourth grade. There must be something going on in fourth grade. But if you're going to blame the fourth grade teacher, you're now powerless. You're a victim. You're stuck in yuck. Who'd I blame in Lanesboro? Wife, Cuckoo Sisters, Winnebago Bob, crazy brother Steve with the IRA that rolled over. I don't even know what that means, but apparently it rolled over. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to take my power back because I want to be a top 20. Raise your hand if you ever blamed anybody for anything. Keep your hand up high, high, high if the blame produced something positive, amazing, and wonderful in your life. Well, then why do you do it? You get nothing out of this. You just admitted it. Why blame? Let's holler some out. Why do you blame? It's of no value to you. Easy. Transfer of responsibility, but it's not really. It feels like it. What? No ownership. I'm sorry? I feel better temporarily. What? I can't hear her. Save face. More power? It feels more powerful to blame. It's not more powerful. It feels more powerful. You have no power when you blame. When I blame the president, I have no power. When I blame Wayzata School District, I have lost all my power to make a difference. Now, they're still accountable. Wayzata School District is accountable to you. That's different than blaming them. When I blame, I give up all my power. I think this is a big problem in Wayzata. And it's a big problem in Minnetonka. It's a big problem in Forest Lake. It's a big problem everywhere because America's stuck in, say, blame. There's no city with more of it than the one that ends in D.C. I won't say which city, but it ends in D.C., okay? Every day we get red blaming blue and blue blames red, and I don't know what's going on. I can't even watch CNN. It makes me sick to watch CNN. MSNBC, I don't know what you're watching, but God, if you can watch that without puking, that's unbelievable. It's sickening. Yes? How these adults are treating each other, and it's all blame all day. Then we tell the kids not to blame at Wayzata High School. Well, we're not going to fix the kids till we fix this mess in D.C. Yes? All right, let's go here. Let's get to work. Here we go. Any time now, clicking would be good. Look at this. He did it. Anybody got this kid at home? How many got this kid? I'll bet he's male. Yes? Girls would look and go, I can't get away with this one. Right? All right, blame. What else should we do? My grandson Sam, cute as a bug, yes? Most curious being on the planet. Anybody got a little one, like 3-year-old? Who's got the 3-year-olds? Yeah, curious? Oh yeah, lock the Drano, fill the plugs. Kid doesn't know what gravity is. They are about to discover lots. Little kids are so curious. Then we get them through the Wayzata district and we beat it out of them. I'm serious. Anybody got an 18-year-old? Curious? Curious? If you're nodding, you got an outlier. Most seniors in this building, they're done being curious because they've been yelled at by teachers, cut by the hockey team, told they weren't good enough looking if they're a young woman. Their curiosity got destroyed somehow. And nobody in Wayzata High School is trying to do it on purpose. But somehow that 3-year-old is not as curious at 18. Anybody buy that? Huh? And you're like, well, it's different then. Well, yeah, but they should still be curious. They shouldn't be doing chem labs for 10 points. They should do it because it's kind of interesting. But instead, we got to hold up some stupid 10-point deal for them to do anything. My little grandson doesn't do anything for points. He doesn't even go for the little goldfish deal. You give him a treat. He just does it because it's kind of cool to learn it. I wish we were doing that in 10th grade. Yes? What grade you in? Good for you. You're about to get out of this joint. Way to go. All right. How can I see this differently? Well, I got redemption. Say yay. 10 years after Lanesboro, we're going to the Black Hills, baby. Anybody ever make that drive? St. Paul to Rapid. It's where we should put political prisoners to punish them. Yes? Forget waterboarding. You're stopping at the Corn Palace. It's awful. Yes? Windmills in Laverne. Oh, yeah. We're a tenth of the way there. Prairie dogs, wall drug for a cup of coffee. Oh, my God, it's terrible. And I got to go with the Nutball sisters again. And we're going to Sylvan Lake, 5 days. It's 10 years later. I've written now 2 books, and I decide to read one of them. I'm going to have a new frame. Say why? Well, selfishly, I don't want to go through this again. Unselfishly, I decide to dedicate this trip to my wife. Say, ah. Judy, this one's for you, I said. I'm purveyor of fun. I am bringing the fun, baby. I'm the new Tom 2.0. And she's like, this is BS. I'm like, no, watch me. I literally, what time can we leave? 4 a.m.? Perfect. Saddle up the troops. Let's go. Right? I'm serious. I'm loving this. I decide to be amazing. That's my frame. First move, first night, tacos, walking tacos in the bag. I'm feeding 40. I'm feeding 40 people with chicken tacos with 3 kinds of salsa labeled. Yes? I'm bringing it. And half the people wouldn't eat. They're like, him? He cooked? And Judy goes, there's a book. I don't know. There's been some improvements. Second night, everybody's like, what do we do tonight? And Judy goes, Tom has organized a bus trip to see Rushmore light up. What time? Well, 5:30, hop on the bus. We're going to see Rushmore. Where'd Tom get a bus? I don't know. Purveyor of fun. Third night, talent show hosted by me. Floppy hat, campfire, let's go, people. Fourth day, my favorite thing. I said to Uncle Bob, I see you have a new Winnebago. Could I get the full tour? I'm talking stem to stern, baby. I want to see that sewer pipe. Do I care about Bob's RV? Not a single bit. Why not make his day? Why not? I'm here. He's here. He was the proudest. It was like he gave birth to a son. He was like, you should see my silverware drawer is really the spare tire or whatever. You know these RV people? They're all goofy. So I tour Bob's Winnebago. Now it's the 5th day. We're going home. Give me some gets. What were the results? Start with wife. Happy wife. Extremely happy life. It got way better. Number 2, sold 11 books. Those books up there, I sold 11 books. I'm serious. They're in my trunk, and people are like, I need a book. And Judy's like, I think he's got some. And they said, well, if he can get better, anybody can improve. Darlene bought 3. Cousin Darlene. I said, what for? I give her 3 teen books. She goes, 3 ex-husbands. I said, you might want a 4th, huh, honey? They weren't all married to each other, honey. You didn't like that one. Okay. Final get. And this one is touching to me because Bob, who owned the RV, used to be the busing director in Phoenix, Arizona. He gave me 5 phone calls to make after he met me and hung out in his RV. I have been to Phoenix 25 times since that trip on business, and mostly in February. Better than here, yes? I owe all that to looking at Bob's sewer pipe. Bunch of money, bunch of trips, bunch of impact in Phoenix, all because I take a couple minutes to be human with Bob. Cut to reality. Bob's dying. 10 days from tonight is his funeral, and he wants to have it while he's still living. So next Sunday, we fly to Portland, Oregon for Bob's living funeral, he's calling it. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to just lose it when I see him. That moment I had with him in that RV may seem really trivial to you. But I'll tell you what, when we heard about this, it's like, where do I sign up for that trip? And Judy goes, you really want to go on this? Now, by the way, she's going to make me go anyway, yes? Yes? Like, I'm going. You might as well go because you're going. Learn this, people, as parents. Learn this statement. Best thing you're going to hear tonight. Say it with me. First of all, teach your dumb kid this. Yes? Like some stuff, kid, you have chores. Well, I don't want to do chores. Well, you can't get out of it. You're going to do it. Like, just enjoy it. Or don't. Be miserable if you want. But you're doing it. You're going to do 2-a-days in football. Parents, you got goofy stuff at your house because you chose to have kids. Yes? You do know there's a way to stop this. Google it. Like, you signed up for this gig, didn't you? Well, then you're stuck with it. Yeah, you got a 14-year-old girl who slams the door. That's what they do, right? How many of you slam the door? Yeah, well, then you're like, how could she dare slam the door? Because you raised her. How many have ever done this? You're yelling at your kid and suddenly your mother's voice is channeled through your body. And you swore that would never happen, remember? Fathers, same thing. You say something, you're like, where did that come from? Folks, you're into this. You're committed, yes? In poker, we'd call this pot committed. You're in. You got this kid for a while. And I know it's not all fun. Once in a while, you just got to do some stuff you don't like doing. It's called watching soccer. Yes? Right? Good God. Look at this. That's my roof. Corn in my gutter. You can't make this up. This is not Google image. This was my yard, 30 feet off the ground. I have corn growing in my gutter. 3 weeks ago. Squirrel agriculture. I don't know what God, they're birds, whatever. But I'll tell you what, if corn can grow in my gutter, then maybe lots of things can happen. Maybe I could be a better husband. Maybe Lanesboro was bad, but Black Hills could be better. I've been trying to live with maybe in my frame. It's the greatest word in the history of curiosity. Say maybe. My kid will never understand math. I don't even know why I'm a mother. Maybe you shouldn't have been. I don't know. But it's maybe. Maybe means maybe yes, maybe no. My kid will never make it in college. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. Always leave room for something to grow. Stop judging. Anytime you hear judgment this week, your homework is to say maybe 3 times. You'll be at work and somebody go, that's a dumb idea. You'll be at church. They'll go, well, this project we're having at church will never raise enough money. Let's try it. What if it doesn't? Well, then we'll do something else. Maybe has been so powerful for me. I look around this room. Not all white people. Maybe some of us come from a different background here. Yes? Hello, Wyzetta. Maybe we got to wake up and start looking around at the diverse population we're living in. Maybe it's all about diversity. Maybe it's about, hey, by the way, I'm a 67-year-old white guy. Anybody notice? Never been female, not once. Never been gay. I've never been Middle Eastern. I've never been black. I've never been trans. And yet I'm running around the country telling people to be open to things. Well, I better darn well bring maybe to the table when I speak at Wyzetta High School. Anybody with me? That doesn't mean I get your situation. It means I'm open to like figuring it out. We got to be this way as adults with our kids. Corn can grow on your roof. The guy cleaned our gutters. He said, "You want the corn?" No, I don't want the corn. He goes, "There's one stalk that's kind of an ear of corn." I said, "Oh, that's weird." 375 to clean the gutters. How's that going? I'm not climbing up there. All right, so far so good. Say yes. Say yes. Mistakes. We're going to frame mistakes now. All right, it's 7:35. I'm going too fast. Take a minute. I'm out of control here. Anybody notice that? Hanging out with me is like sipping out of a fire hydrant, yes? You get plenty of water, but I'll blow your lips off. Hey, talk among the people around you. Tell them the best thing you heard about Frame. I'll give you a couple examples. We got maybe, we got see, feel, do, get, we got be curious, we got do nothing, change nothing, change the do, change the see, be, blame. Talk about something with somebody. Go. Go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go. Talk. Talk to each other. Hey, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Come on back. When I say 3, clap once. 1, 2, 3. Terrible. 1, 2, 3. Fabulous. Terrible. Wake up. Hey, give me a couple. What are some takeaways from Frame? I gave you the kind of rapid version of Frame because I want to get into mistakes next, but give me some takeaways on Frame. Maybe. We're all what? We're all in the same boat. By the way, anybody get a manual when your kid was born? Anybody ever buy a blender? Did you notice they gave you a manual? I don't need a manual for a blender. You plug it in. I need a manual for a 12-year-old. They make you take a course to ride a motorcycle, but any idiot can have a kid. That's weird. Yes? Anybody realize that this is hard? Anybody finding parenting hard? Can I share something with you that'll make you feel probably worse? Hey, seriously, you're parenting in the worst generation of all time. Do you understand this? My parents didn't even know where I was. Do you remember this? 9 a.m. in the summer, I'd go by, they go dinner, I go, I don't know. Depends what the neighbors are having. Anybody relate to this? Where's the grandpa? I saw him. You did whatever. You just were like, see ya. You'd let your kid do that now? Who changed that deal? First name Jacob, last name Wetterling. Everything changed that day in this country. Parenting just went up 100 times harder. Then Netflix comes out. Did you leave your kid home alone tonight to watch Netflix if he's 6? My parents left me watch Beaver or Opie. Yes? We were fine with the TV because the TV represented my family's values. Does Netflix represent your values? If it does, well, what an interesting family. This is not the Tanners from Full House, right? I mean, come on, people. You're parenting. You got to parent 24/7, 365. You're like, well, this is impossible. I got 2 jobs. I'm on a board. I got yoga. I mean, how am I supposed to do all this? Folks, it's impossible. I'm just telling you to feel better if you're going crazy. This is impossible, what you're doing, because you got to be on all the time. Raise your hand if you know where your kid is right now. Of course you do, because you can't leave them just run wild in Wayzata, right? You follow this? Do you feel any better when I say that? If you're going crazy, just know that you're normal. Yes? Well, I'm overwhelmed. That's because you're doing it right. I'm stressed out. Of course you are. Right? So did that help or hurt? That hurt. Okay, great. Sorry. But you signed up for this. What else on frame? Any questions or comments on frame? Did it make sense? Can't get out of it, get into it. What you perceive is what you receive. Change the frame, change the game. Little things like these little mantras will help you at your house. Change the frame at your house. You'll change the game. So far, so good? Somebody asked me on the way in, we've heard you speak 3 times. Like, did you fall off a horse? Or like, what happened? What is your story? How did your frame change on being a husband, father, teacher, coach, human being? And the answer is real simple. I don't usually tell this story, but we got a couple minutes. 97, I'm sitting at conferences, 1997. A man named Michael and his wife Mary come in. Their names are on the books with us. They're co-owners of Top 20. They sat down and told me their daughter Catherine hated my guts. They said if murder were legal, you'd be dead, but she doesn't like the look of prison jumpsuits. That was interesting to me. And that night I decided that I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. 2 days later, it was a Saturday morning, we met for coffee, Mary and Michael and I. They showed me above and below line in the frame on a napkin that they were doing with businesses. Nothing's been the same since that morning for me. And I'm not trying to be biblical or spiritual or religious on you, church and state separate here, but I'm telling you what, that was an interesting morning. And once I got a hold of this stuff, I took to it. Is that fair to say? Now, I'm not perfect, dude. Hang out with me for a day, you'll be like, dude, did you really write these books? I'm still a disaster because I got habits. Yes? I gave 9 talks today in this high school about habits to different classes. I still got some bad ones. Can you detect sarcasm as one? Anybody noticing that? I'm trying to kick it, but it's still there, peeps. All right, let's talk mistakes. New frame on mistakes. Any mistakes at your house? One lady said, not with me, only with my kids. Okay, Jesus. If you don't think you've made a mistake, your mistake is lack of humility, right? Anybody human in here? Yeah, then you made mistakes, right? One was having the 4 kids. See, feel, do, get. What do mistakes look like if we reframe them? Huh? Opportunity. You're already skipping ahead. You must have the book. All right. Go back to when you were 12. For some of you, it's like not that long ago. I don't know how some of you have 4 kids. You're younger than my pants. Yes? But somehow, way to go. Think back when you were 12. You just blew it. I mean, you blew it in a big way. How did other people respond to you? Adults, coaches, grandpas, sister-in-law, whatever you got. 12-year-olds. What did people do or say to you when you made a mistake? Let's yell a bunch out. I'm disappointed. I can't believe you did that. Come on, what? I never did that. Use your head a little bit. God gave you one, use it. Come on. You're better than that. Other responses, come on. How can we fix this? What were you thinking? Come on. What?
This is awful.
This is awful. What? Are you stupid? How many times have I told you? And the answer is none, because they don't listen anyway. Let's have some punishments. None of you have mentioned a punishment or consequence. Come on, you're 12. What happened to you when you blew it? What? Grounded. Take away cell phone. Go outside. What? Go outside? January, 20 below, outside. I'll let you know when you can come in. Anybody got the number for social services? Huh? Anybody get hit? Come on, physical. Come on, we're of a generation where you got whacked. I don't know that that's going on as much, right? But that was part of the deal then. Let's take a look at the list. This came from 12-year-olds. They made the list for us, and here's what they said. I don't know if you missed any. Raise your hand here if you were ever yelled at as a 12-year-old. Criticized, shamed, laughed at, punished, left alone, isolated in some way. Go to your room, whatever. Yes? We've lost trust in you. We'll come back to the D word. Did you ever hear your parents tell other people about your mistake? Usually at Thanksgiving, right? Did you hear what Arthur did? I mean, then it's like the family entertainment. Called names like stupid. Bring it up all the time. Every time you drive the car, you go, remember you hit that car. You're like, thank you, Mom. I almost forgot. Let's talk about disappointed for a minute. Every kid I talk to at Wayzata or in Denver, they all say that's the worst one on the list. How long? Disappointed. How long does hit last? I get hit. How long? I don't know, a couple nanoseconds. How long's grounded last? Days? Yeah, but you forget after one anyway. Yes? You want your daughter out, so it's about 2 days. How long does criticize last? A minute? How long's disappointment last? Long time. The kids say there's no way back from that one. They think it's the most cruel word on here. Here's how I used to coach basketball. You're my team, we lost by 10. Hello, team, after the game. No, I'm not angry. I'm just a little disappointed. You might as well cut out their heart and eat it. Well, that's a little graphic. Hey, how many have used the word with your children? Tell the truth, you liars. Yes? Now, I'm not here to shame you or tell you not to do it. I'm here to tell you this. I would stop using it so much. I would not do it on a spelling test. I would not waste it on like spilled milk. I would save it for prom. You people laughing don't have a teenager, do you? Because your time's coming, honey. Hey, daughter, I was disappointed you didn't check in with me, and we didn't see it till 4 a.m. That's scary, man. I'm disappointed. I would save disappointed for one of those. You with me? And you're going to need it, because these kids are lying little sacks of whatever. Yes? And by the way, sleepovers. There's no such thing in high school. It's called a sneakover. Yes? Tell your kid, enjoy the 8th grade sleepover. It's the last one. I'm just telling you what I know from traveling the country. They're not great in high school. Anybody with me? Yeah, and you say, well, I want my daughter to love me. Well, that's not your job. Your daughter is to make sure she just doesn't get killed. If she loves you and goes to lunch with you, that's icing on the cake. Your job is make sure she's okay, and a lot of times she's going to lie to you. I know she's wonderful and perfect and raised in your image. She's a liar. Yes? Why? She's got no frontal cortex. You think she's telling you the truth all the time? What delusion are you operating under? And I know you got a great kid, but she's still a kid. Yes? If I haven't offended you, you're probably not listening. How many got this kid? I didn't do it. How many are raising this kid? He could have chocolate all over his face and he'll say he didn't eat the brownies, right? You know this guy, he comes in, he goes, wasn't me. How many of you have denied or hid a mistake? If you're married, raise your hand. You have denied or hid a mistake. You crashed the car on the deal and you went, it wasn't me. Where's the checkbook? I didn't have it. Well, it seems to be a garage sale. I think it was you, honey. We deny or hide because we don't want to take the hit. We don't want to get disappointment. We don't want to get like scorn or ridicule. So we lie. But if I'm a 12-year-old, I usually get busted. True? Because I'm not that sharp. They move the painting over because there's a crack in the wall. They just take away the vase, suddenly gone, because it was broken. And they think denying will keep them from getting the hit. But it also keeps you from getting the lesson. This is the Minnesota Vikings right here. It's not our fault. Well, then you don't ever get the lesson. We don't get the lesson if we don't just say, I blew that one on offense. What can I do to learn? You have to own the mistake to get this is where you say lesson. You have to own the mistake to get the lesson. And if you don't get the lesson, what's likely to happen? You'll repeat the mistake. Consequences go up or down on the second one? They seem to go up. That's why Minnesota gives adults that thing called 10-year adult timeout at Stillwater. Dude, you're bad at robbing liquor stores. You're just bad at this. You need some time to rethink this. No, I didn't. And then every prisoner at Stillwater will tell you what? It wasn't me. Well, dude, you're on a camera. I think it's you. Or else you have a twin brother. My wife hit the garage one day, pretty good with the minivan. I mean, she got her good. Turned a little sharp, huh? I go out there and say, Judy, you hit the wall. Nope. Nope. I said, well, somebody hit the deal, and nobody else drives that car but you. She goes, I don't know how it happened. Complete lie. 6 months later, took her sharp. This time she got her even better. She took out the whole wood deal on the side. She didn't get the lesson, and the consequences went up. Cost us about $1,000 on that deal. If she would have just got it the first time and said, that's all me, I was in a hurry. That's all she would have had to say. What, am I going to get a divorce because she hit a garage? Look at me. What am I going to do? I'm not going to do any better than her. Yes? I mean, seriously. All right, next one. We already talked about this deal. You ever see a kid at home go, yeah, I did, but I'm going to blame my sister. I'm going to blame. This is America right now. Nobody owns mistakes. Nobody. At high levels of government, nobody in Minnesota Senate, nobody in Hollywood, nobody in the NFL. There's all this crap going on with sexual violence and gender stuff going on in the NFL. Nobody ever says it was me. It's always, I got a lawyer or this other thing happened, and nobody ever no Minnesota Twin has ever taken steroids, right, Michael Pineda? It was somebody else that gave them to me. Give me a break, Michael. Hello? Stop blaming people. It's your body. You put in your body what you want to put in your body. Wake up, people. Blame. We'll skip blame. We already covered that. Yes? Say yes. How about this kid? Anybody got Justify kid? I did it, but let me refer you to a great excuse. One time I'm teaching a kid, and he's at conferences with parents. The parents go, you swore you're going to raise your math grade. Kid says, I did. It was 41%. Now it's 48. Well, it's still an F. You didn't say that. You said raise it, that I would be able to drive if I raised my grade. Well, I raised it, and you said to work on Spanish more. That's why math hasn't gone up. Every kid, by the way, you must have the worst printers in history at Wayzata, because no printer ever works when there's a paper due. Yes? Hello? Every kid comes to school here and goes, well, the printer's broke. The printer's out of ink. Buy some ink. I don't think all your printers are broke. I'm just going to throw that out there. Yes? I think your printers are just fine for the most part. This lady says, I have metal fillings in my teeth, refrigerator magnets pull me into the kitchen, that's why I can't lose weight. Folks, that's an excuse. One time I'm driving from Fargo to Grand Forks. Please say why. Yeah, who knows? Why am I up there driving? Because I'm going to teach foster kids, say in Grand Forks. I flew to Fargo. Burnaby and I rented a car. Now we're driving to Grand Forks. And we're kind of hustling. We're a little behind. About halfway to Grand Forks on I-29, somebody from North Dakota decided to welcome us. It was a car with lights and a guy with a funny hat. And he asked us to pull over because he wanted to visit with us about velocity. Immediately I turned into Justifying Tom. Say go. Sir, we are going to teach foster kids in Grand Forks. We're going to transform the lives of those forgotten by the system. I'm certain that you'll allow us to continue on this voyage for God. He goes, yes. And by the way, the 180 fine will fund projects like this. This is so cool of you to not only teach this, but to fund it too. Now watch. What's the lesson? Forget the Justify. What was the lesson that day? Leave earlier. Take a different flight. Don't go 88 and a 70. I remember it was 88, about 180, by the way. Justify doesn't help. Excuses are not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in you owning the mistake. How many got this kid? How many live with this kid? Who's disappointed in them? Who's disappointed in a dweller? Themselves. They don't need you to be disappointed. They do it for, they like self-flagellate. Yes? They beat themselves up. That kind of hurt. They beat themselves up. How many suffer from this one yourself? Where's my dwellers? You're like, I screwed up. I'm such a loser. I'll never be able to get trust again from people. Folks, if you're busy dwelling and self-punishing, you're not getting and you're likely then to repeat the mistake because you're so busy dealing with the punishment. I wish every kid at Wayzata would get this talk. But I think we have to start with every parent in Wayzata. Stop dwelling. Let it go. I screwed up. I was speeding at Grand Forks. I pay the deal. I'm done. I'm not going to have sleepless nights over that. You with me? Are you with me? Stop dwelling. Here's what top 20s do. None of that. They go right to this one. Oops. Say this with me. Oops. Look what I just did. Wonder what I can learn from this. Oops means mistake was made. Look what I just did means who did it? Moi. What I can learn from this? What's that? Lesson. Isn't this more functional? If you ever said this as a dad, tomorrow night at dinner, what if you came home and said, oops, family, let me tell you about what went wrong at work today. I blew it. Help me get the lesson. I should not have yelled at that employee like that. Your 12-year-old eyes are going to get this big. And they're going to go, oh my God, I guess we're handling mistakes differently at our house now. Well, I'll lose. How many feel this way? I would lose credibility if I ever said that to my kid. How many think you would gain credibility? How many have never done that? Most of you. So why? I don't know. Nobody ever told me to. Go home and don't be making crap up. You'll blow something sooner or later, yes? Who runs this joint? Gangler? Yes? Here's the most powerful thing Gangler can do. I'm sure he canceled school last year, someday when it didn't snow, yes? Remember the fake snow, Dave Dahl? It's going to snow. And everybody, oh, God. Yes? And so Gangler pulls the plug on Wayzata schools with the district or whatever. Now it's 40 and sunny. And you're pissed, yes? Anybody with me? Am I being straight enough? Is this too subtle? Now, what could he say in a letter right away that day? Oops. Look what I just did. Help me get the lesson. Don't trust Dave Dahl. Wouldn't it be powerful if the principal of this school gave that talk to the faculty? Because now the faculty knows what? I, as math teacher, just blew it, Scott. Surely you know that that's human. Please don't fire me. I just made a mistake. What if you did, anybody the boss here at work? We got people with people. Yeah, what if you spoke like that to your employees? What a difference the culture is going to be at your workplace. Just be open. We all know you make mistakes. Stop pretending nobody's noticing. Everything in top 20 is trying to flip the table on things. We try to flip the table on seeing. We try to flip the table on mistakes. We try to flip the table on stupid. We try to flip the table from negative to positive. We're all about flipping. This is a big flip. Are you with me? All right, quick exercise for at home. Don't worry, it's not physical exercise. Some of you are like, I don't want to. Okay, yeah, good. Do this with your kids sometime. Take a half sheet of paper. So far, so good? Tear it in half. Hamburger, not hot dog. This is a quarter sheet. This is a quarter sheet. Use your imagination, yes? On one half of the deal, on a quarter sheet, write down the mistake you've made. Let's do this mentally right now. As adults, think of a mistake you've made recently. Make it a good one. Anybody got a good one? You don't have to share it with anybody, but pretend you wrote that on a quarter sheet. Got a mistake? Thumbs up if you can think of a mistake. 3/4 of you haven't made a mistake. Come on. Come on. You got a mistake, yes? Pretend you wrote it down. On the other quarter sheet, write down the lesson life was trying to teach you that day. I would do this exercise with your family. Everybody in the family, write a mistake on one quarter sheet, write the lesson on the other. Somebody raise your hand and don't tell me the mistake, but tell me the lesson. Thank you. Oh, that's cool. Hey, look at me. Look at me. I do this for a living. We're good. Hey, somebody raise your hand and tell me the lesson life was trying to teach you that day. Yeah, Patience. Is that a good lesson? Could you have gotten that lesson from a billboard? Let's say you're driving on Rockford Road. It goes, patience. Would that have helped? What's the best way to learn patience? By being impatient. Give me a lesson. Come on, what was life trying to teach you? Persistence. What's the best way to learn persistence? To not be persistent, to screw it up. Give me a lesson. Compassion. Best way to learn compassion is when you're not compassionate and you blow it. True? Right? You want to hear mine? I'm not going to tell you the mistake. Would you like to hear the lesson? Did you know reply and reply all are different? Sorry, sister-in-law. Oops, look what I just did. I won't tell you the mistake, but that was the lesson. Now I would take this with my family. I would say, everybody, in one hand you have the lesson, one hand you have the mistake. Crumple one of them up and throw them away. Keep the other one. Which one? Keep the, throw away the, what do bottom 80s do? Throw away the lesson, but they keep the mistake. Oh, I'm a loser, which is of no use to you. You need the what? So I have the kids, I put a trash can in the room, and the kids all fire 3-pointers with their mistakes. I have 32 kids throwing mistakes in the classroom, and they throw their mistakes away. And it's symbolic about, you don't need the mistake once you know about patience. I don't need the mistake anymore because I took home the lesson. Anybody with me? Huh? Let me just say a word about athletes. Some of you got good athletes for kids, right? They're never going to be any good at the varsity level unless they can own mistakes. They don't get better otherwise. It was the refs screwed us. Kid, you'll be B squad forever. You cannot improve unless you screw up a little bit. Wayzata 6-0, yes? Hello? I can read the paper. 6-0, yes? Number 1 team in the state right now. Go Trojans. But have they got the lessons? They got 6 wins, but I hope they've gotten some lessons. I hope they got lessons even in winning. It's easy to get lessons when you lose. It's harder to get the lessons when you're winning. I hope they've learned something. Then it's called what? Playoffs. Right? Minnesota Twins? Too soon? Let's just face it. The Yankees are owned by Satan. Yes? Do you understand? I mean, you'll not, it's a devil deal. Yes? It has nothing to do with baseball. It's Satan, who's also called Bill Belichick. Yes? I was in Kansas City last year. They said, we're going to beat the Patriots. I go, no, you aren't. Whatever. Okay, comfort zone. How many got a kid that's not real wild about leaving comfort zone? So the kid leaves comfort zone. The only way you get the big learning is if you pass through comfort zone, and that requires you passing through mistakes. Sam Cody, 1-year-old. All he does is screw up. Watch this kid. He can do 2 things, crap and cry. Everything else, he just blows it every time. He stands up, falls down. Reaches for something, hits his head. Takes food and goes, puts it on his forehead. He's off by a little. Yes? Mistake, mistake, mistake. But he's learning the whole time. Here's what goes on at Wayzata Central. Anybody got a kid at Wayzata Central? Yeah, watch this. I leave comfort zone. I make so I run back to mommy. I need to drop this class. It's hard. No, it's hard. Algebra is hard. Anybody have a child naturally? Come on, childbirth. Anybody experience that? Men, keep your hand down. Hard or easy that day? Oh, really? I thought so too. I was in the room. They think science is hard? Show them that film. Yes? That was no stroll in the park there, Jason. Hello? Come on, big learning. Here's this guy. You ready? This is the longest he's ever stood up, and you don't blink or you'll miss it. He is trying to stand up here. This is my guy, Sam. Ready? Mr. Wobbles. Watch. Whoa. 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 And that's about enough of that. Yes. Now, why did he leave comfort zone? He wants to do what? Stand up. He's thinking it might work. Does he care if he looks stupid doing it? No. Does your kid have that same carefree love of learning? Maybe at 3. You got a 3-year-old? I'll bet your 3-year-old is way more into learning than the 9-year-old because he's been burned too many times at 9. See, what's going to happen in high school if he's doing that still? Hey, what's wrong? You look drunk, dude. What is wrong with you, Sam? Other kids can stand up. Nobody's saying that to him now, right? So he's going to keep learning. I hope your kid is the same. And then you screw it up because you think a ship in port is beautiful. True? Grace Murray Hopper says that ship in port is safe, but that's not what ships are built for. How many are helicopter lawnmower parents? Tell me the truth. Come on, own it. Come on, how many come up and save your kid? You want to tie your kid to the harbor because it's a beautiful place. We'll take pictures. Anybody got a 15-year-old, 16-year-old? You do know your job with that kid is get rid of him. Your job is to get rid of him. I know it's not flattering to say it this way, but you want them out of here, yes? Yes? Otherwise, it's 35-year-old in your basement yelling, "More meatloaf, Mom." Is that what you're looking for? If you want that, go ahead and baby them. Keep them around forever if you want. Tie them up. Or you got to launch them. How many have had the experience of launching a kid to college? How many Kleenex boxes was that deal? Ample amount, yes? I don't think a mother can go anything worse probably than having that kid go to college. You're just a basket case, yes? Can you picture this? Can anybody picture this moment when the ship really does leave for Boston College and you're like, oh my God, he's gone. But that's your job, people. So in comes helicopter lady. Ready? This is the most damaging parent in Wayzata. I forgot my lunch. Let me go to Chipotle. I will be right there, son. 2 burritos coming right up. Has that ever happened in the history of this school? It's happened in grade school. It happens at Wayzata West. You go running up there with burritos. What does the kid learn from that mistake? Leave the PB&J home. I got a damn burrito. Yes? Why would I bring a bologna sandwich when you're going to give me a 4-course meal from Jimmy John's? Let the kid be hungry. Has any of your kid had this experience? I'm hungry at noon. I have no lunch. I'm dead by 3. Anyone? Just dead. Gunk. You know. What will they be at 3? Hungry. What will they remember tomorrow? Their lunch. But no, you got to screw up the lesson by running up there. How many have ever done the homework or the science project or the stupid Pinewood car? Every mother in here has done a Pinewood Derby car for their stupid Cub Scouts, yes? And then the kid gets a trophy, which is a joke. Kid didn't even know he had a car. Anybody know what I mean? Where's the Pinewood people? That's the worst. And then the kid doesn't do a science fair project, but nothing. And then the last day he comes in with a fully operational hydroelectric dam. And the teacher goes, "Jimmy, I don't think so. Isn't your dad a civil engineer?" Right? Have you given that kid a gift by cheating for him? What if it's 40 degrees and your 3rd grader doesn't have mittens? Now 40 degrees, cold hands, yes? 40 below, I'm bringing mittens. 40 above, cold hands. That was the rule at our house. You got to make a decision. I'm not into frostbite. I don't think that's a good lesson. But 40 above, it's just uncomfortable, yes? Or will your kid die at 40 with no mittens? He calls home, he texts you, "Where are my mittens?" "Don't know." "Can I bring them?" "No." "Why?" "Because I heard a speaker." Yes? Blame me. Just blame me next time. Anybody bailed their kid out? Come on, tell the truth. Yeah, stop it. You're doing, now if the kid's 4, I get it, but if he's 14, let him eat the deal. And stop getting a lawyer every time your kid gets caught cheating. Don't come up with a lawyer and oh God, here's another one. My daughter-in-law, Laura, teaches at Maple Grove. She's 7th grade teacher. She supervises a lunch. She sees Jimmy fire carrots at kids. She's just hitting guys hard in the face with carrots. Jimmy gets a lunch detention, right? Wrong. Here comes mom. Dun, da, dun, da, da, da. She comes up on her broom. Yes? And she's going to save the day for Jimmy. She goes, prove it. Laura goes, I saw him. She goes, I want to see the CCTV. Well, believe it or not, at Maple Grove, they have CCTV of lunch. And here's Jimmy firing carrots. Guess what the mom said? You can't prove that's my son. This kid's for sure going to rehab. Yes? He didn't get the lesson. Let him do the time. It's a lunch detention. We're not putting him in San Quentin. Just let him do the time. That's hard for a parent, yes? It's hard to let a kid fail. I don't care. That's tough for you. Let him fail. Some of you are the old school. Where are you? Yeah, you're not coming up with no hydroelectric dam. It's called an F. Eat it, kid. Yes? Here's why kids don't want to make mistakes. Sam's cool. Your kid's not cool with this because you get afraid. The first fear is opinions. I bet I mentioned this 7 times today at this school. Opinions. Everybody's got an opinion about everything at Wayzata High School. Middle school, opinions about your shoes, your hair, what color you are, what your faith is. Everybody's got opinions about everything. So a lot of kids don't want to make a mistake because they fear what their peers will do. Yes? They don't really care what you think. They do a little, but they really care about their 12-year-old friends. Anybody with me? I'm going out for chess. You say at lunch in 7th grade. Everybody at the table will laugh at you. Oh, good sport. You're going to get hurt. Rook to knight 5. Maybe put a little rook on your jacket. You're going to take some crap. Yes? Kids in this district have opinions about gay, straight, trans. Kids have opinion about who's got money and who doesn't. Kids are petrified of what others think of them. And don't even get me started with young women. I'm so lucky to have raised 3 boys. This generation, it's so hard to be a young woman right now. Huh? Anybody with me? Men, you don't even get it. Every girl, I asked the girls today at school, the average time that they prepared for school today with their hair and their face or whatever else they're doing was like an hour. Trust me, that wasn't him. Right? They're so worried about opinions. They're worried that their hair is a mistake. Their socks are a mistake. They're petrified to be judged. And it's sad. It's sad, man. We got to do something about this for our young women. The men have other issues, yes? But the young ladies are really struggling with OPOs. Here we go. Say OPO. Say OPO like Wizard of Oz. OPO. Oh, here they come, like the monkeys. So if you get opinions flying around like the monkeys, you got to be careful to never let those opinions affect you. Look at you all take pictures like I wrote a book or something. All right. Other people's opinions are none of my business. Wouldn't it be cool if your 13-year-old daughter would believe this? Well, it starts at home. If she wants to wear a pink shirt and it doesn't look great on her, let her wear the pink shirt. It's not life-threatening. Let her wear the shirt. Right? Let them do, it's their life. Life is short. Kids should be who they want to be. How about the worst example ever of opinions? This is another crazy, terrible Tom story. I'm teaching this in 1999, 2000 at Cretin-Derham Hall. We kind of invented this class called Top 20. So far, so good. Say yeah. I make my 3rd son, Brennan, take the class. He hates it. Can you imagine? He's got me at school telling him what to do, and he's got me at home telling him what to do. And his girlfriend is in the class. He didn't like that at all either. 6 months after he takes the class, reads the book, whole deal. He announces to me at dinner that he'll be going out for the varsity golf team, the boys' team at Cretin the next day. I said, dude, you've never broken 80 in your life. You can't make that team. It's way too hard for you. Helicopter, gonna save the day. Only Brendan says this, thanks for the OPO. I read a book written by someone who said I should ignore opinions when they're not in my best interest, so I just need to ride to tryouts, but thanks for trying to destroy my dream. He says, the problem with your deal, Dad, is I had a really good teacher who told me to ignore people like you when you come along. That day, it was out at Rich Valley, or what do you call it, out on 52. He shot 77, made the varsity. I don't know how he shot 77, but he made the varsity. He's now the youngest head professional at a private country club in Minnesota. He's the head pro at Southview in West St. Paul. He's got 52 employees. He's building a $500,000 house that he moves into next week in Inver Grove. And he's got a son named Sam. And he's doing just fine because he ignored his horse's butt father and listened to his wise, sage-like teacher. And we got the same pants on. That's why I'm a big hit in Wayzata. I come in today and tell him a bunch of stuff that you've been telling him for 40 dang years, and they all think I'm brilliant. I'm just the goofy uncle who comes to Christmas. You know this guy? He comes barging in your house, go, that's an ugly painting. And then he leaves. Everybody thinks he's funny. Everybody know the guy I'm talking about? That's me at Wayzata. I tell the kids the same thing you're telling them, but they think I'm like wise because I got a book. You with me? So, other people's opinions, none of my business. Next one. The kids who get it and learn know that failure is an event. Did Thomas Edison think failure was personal? What's that thing called? Light. Where did it come from? Tungsten. Interesting idea, Thomas. Do you suppose he failed a few times? The history tells us it was almost 10,000 attempts before the light lit up. How many times would your kid have tried? 4? 2? None? 11? 2,000? Come on, think of your kid inventing light bulb. How many times? Somebody taught Edison to not take it personal. Yes? How many have ever said this to your kid? It's not you I hate, it's your actions. Yes? Throwing milk at the wall is what I'm mad about. Not you, honey. You're wonderful. Failure is this should be on your fridge. This should be on your fridge because there's going to be screw-ups at your house. Make sure the kid never thinks they're a failure. Well, what if they keep repeating the same mistake? Well, then the consequences weren't high enough. Because apparently, kid, you need more because you're not getting the lesson, dude. I am so pro-consequences, and I'm so anti-punishment. Can I give you an example? Crazy golf guy. One night he comes in crying and goes, I hit a car tonight. It was icy, I hit a car, Dad. And he was bawling. And I said, well, dude, we bought you a $200 Taurus on purpose, right? We figured you'd hit something, so you're fine. We'll figure it out. He goes, yeah, but I took your car because I had a date with Brittany. I said, well, let's discuss that in the morning because now I'm looking for my damn wife because she gave you the car. He comes in the morning. He says, what's the punishment? I said, there isn't one. What do you mean? Well, there's a consequence. What's that? $1,000. You owe me $1,000. I've been to the body shop. That's a punishment. No, that's a consequence. Punishment would be yelling at you, humiliating you. I'm not disappointing you. I just want my $1,000. Well, am I grounded? I said, how could you be grounded? You need to go to work. Why? You owe me $1,000. What do you mean grounded? You have to be at work in what, 20 minutes? Take the other car. I'll get this one fixed. You're giving me $1,000. And I got every nickel because I'm crazy. Yes? How many would have got the $1,000? There's only like 10 hands up. The rest of you are like, well, whatever. No, make them pay. That's a consequence. Now, calling them names is a punishment. By the way, guess what he's hit since? That was 18 years ago. Guess what he's hit since? Nothing. Why? That was a tough $1,000 for him. It's called bag room and caddy. That's a long summer for $1,000. Too bad. Don't hit a car, right? Or hit one with the Taurus, knucklehead. Here's a classic. This is classic. Our latest book, our 5th book came out. We only misspelled one word on the cover. Develop your inner life, though social emotional learning. Apparently the R is silent in some languages. We actually printed 10,000 books with a misspelled cover. Let's go through. Deny. It wasn't our fault. Blame. Printer. Justify. We were really busy. Dwell. Oh my God, 10,000 books. We did none of that because we live this way. You should hang out with my tribe on Top 20. Every time we meet, we go, oops, look what we just did. I guess spell check doesn't help if it's actually a word. Guess how hard it was to sell these books? They were gone in 3 weeks. People thought it was hilarious. We thought we had to throw them away. People were like dying to get this book. Oh, the smart guys misspelled the cover. Give me one of those for 20 bucks. If you buy one tonight, I think the spelling is correct now. Sorry. The collector's editions are gone. A couple commercials and we'll hear from you. I got that book over there. It's called Rebalanced Living. I got 4 books if you want a book. If you don't want a book, leave and give me a hug or take a selfie. But if you want a book, oh, my bad. Sorry, I got a little excited there. I'm a little bit goofy. I do hide my own Easter eggs now. Found a couple the other day. So first book, this is the adult book. It's not dirty, it's just the adult version. This has nothing to do with school or kids. This is a book you want to read about our stuff for sister-in-laws and plumbers. Yes? Next, we got the teen book. God darn it. I'm just a little trigger happy here. Come on, back up. And back up. God darn it. All right, I swear I'm going to get this right. It's like I almost did this some other time in my life. The teen book is what you want if you got a 10-year-old or 15-year-old or whatever. You want the blue book. Get a hold of the blue book, read it with your kid, or pick a couple chapters with your kid. The red book, if you got a sister-in-law who's thinking about quitting teaching because she hates Burnsville District or whatever, get her this book first. We're losing too many teachers that aren't thinking this way. Would anybody like the teachers trained about mistakes? Please say yes. That's my quest in America, is to change the classroom. Notice the subtitle on this book is The Revolution in American Education. The 4th book over here tonight is the little kid book, the parenting book for ECFE. If you got like a 6-year-old, that's the one you want. Are you with me? And you may not want any of this crap. That's up to you. Kids matter. There, that was free. You want a book? Give me 20 bucks. I'm still paying for college, all right? I'll stick around afterwards. Kaizen. We finish every segment, every time with Kaizen. I met you at 7 o'clock. Yes? You were this good already as a parent. Please say yay. You don't need me. You figured this out years ago. But by now, you should be this good at 8:30. Or else, dude, you're an hour and a half closer to death. That's all you got out of this. How's that going, Mufasa? Too soon? Come on. Who got something out of the night? I told you, yeah, but don't put your hand down. I want to know what. Like, of course you got something. You got oxygen. Give me something you learned that made sense as a parent. Shout it out. You receive what you perceive. Consequences. What you think you end up becoming. That's huge. What? Get comfortable outside the comfort zone. Learn from your mistakes. OPOs. Come on, people in the back where Lincoln sat. Let your kid fail. Now, I wouldn't do that with the car on I-94. I'm talking Spanish quiz. Don't do the death-defying stuff. Let the kid fail the little stuff. So maybe they don't do the death-defying stuff. I don't want them to fail in the party bus after the grad party. I don't want them to fail at homecoming the first year of college on State Street in Wisconsin. Anybody ever been there? Yeah, woo, but you want your daughter there on Halloween. Do you want your daughter there on Halloween? Remember how that went for you? Anybody with me? That was a tough night. Yes? That's one where you're careful about the failing. What else? I'm sorry, one of you at a time. What? Or save it. I think there's times you're going to be disappointed, but don't waste it on a little one. Be honest and open about mistakes. Way back. Consequences versus punishment. Awesome. Stop blaming. It's completely dysfunctional. Yes? What? Let go? Is that what you said? I can't see where you are. Let go of your mistakes. Other people's opinions are none of my business. If you want to, translate it to your native language. I don't know, put it in different terms if it's better for you. But we got to stop worrying about OPOs. Okay, couple thank yous. First of all, Wayzata School District. I have no idea why they keep asking me to do this stuff. I'm dangerous, yes? Hello? I'm firing some truth bombs here, yes? But Wayzata keeps bringing me back. I'm kind of surprised. I would have think that we've heard you, Tom, but they keep calling me. I hang out at the school. I trained all the teachers at Central last year. I did West the year before. I've been in 4 of the elementary schools. I'm a virus loose in your community. And I'm hoping it changes things for the better. But I want to thank Gangler and the administration here and Deb and the people at Community Ed for just trusting me with you. And the big thanks is to you. You could be watching the Patriots smoke the Giants right now, yes? But you chose to come here. It's raining out, and you got in your car because you care about your kid. Yes? You didn't just come for the laughs, I hope. You came because you give a darn about your kid or your grandchild. You love them, and you want to get better, and this is a crazy job, parenting. Yes? You're just hoping for anything that helps. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for just giving me the time to share what my junk is with you, and hopefully it's helpful to you. But you at least gave me a chance. You at least gave me a chance. What you do with this, who cares? That's up to you. One lady said, what if I'd rather be ineffective? Go for it, Martha. Go home and scream at everybody. I mean, one lady said, what if your way doesn't work? I always say, then go back to being pathetic. Like, go do that some more. Well, what if I forget how? Oh, you got that down. Like, try this stuff. If you don't like it, don't do it. Go back to whatever worked for you or your dad or 6 generations. I just think we got to parent different now than we used to. Yes? It's a different ball game. The kids are too hip. They're not buying this deal where I'm the mom. They don't buy that anymore. Maybe that worked in your culture generations ago. They're just too smart. They live in a global society. They got phones. And stop telling kids that these are evil. These are not evil. This is not negative, this device. You can put tons of positive stuff in this device. We just got to be careful that evil doesn't come through here. Yes? Because it's not the device, people. It's not like if I take the phone away, they're going to be positive people. They'll just be negative on paper. Yes? You know, the other day, some teacher said to me, I can't teach because the network's down. Never once. Anybody old in here? How many would say you're old? Yeah. Never once did I go in the office and say the chalk's down. Anybody got the password for the chalk? You don't need this tech stuff. It's nice to have it, but it's not evil. Thanks for being parents. Thanks for having me. You people are amazing. You got a great community. Most times we do this all around the country. 15 come tops. I don't know what it is about Wayzata, but you're invested in your kids. This is astounding that all of you came tonight, especially given who's talking. I'm amazed by this. Keep it up, Community Ed people. Keep it up, Wayzata. Your kids deserve this kind of attendance, and you're going to make a difference in your kids' lives. Say goodbye, Tom. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, don't clap. Get out of here. Go home. Your kid is wrecking your house.